This is what Sudan's military leaders don't want journalists or the wider world to see. A scene with echoes of the era of deposed President Omar al-Bashir. The army, which had earlier promised to protect the protesters, says their sit-in outside the military headquarters in Khartoum is a danger to the state. And now comes another warning.
We must firmly stand up to the ongoing chaos and build a true state. As for the civil state the protesters are demanding, to be truly a civil rule with no individuals above it, it must be built on the rule of law. It must be ruled by law and no one is above the law. If this chaos continues, it won't be a civil state, it will be anarchy.
Protesters accuse the Rapid Support Forces, headed by General HAMEDTI, of carrying out Saturday's crackdown. HAMEDTI is part of the transitional council that has been in charge since Bashir was deposed in April. And analysts say external powers may now be influencing what's happening inside Sudan.
After having visited Saudi Arabia, General Burhan and his vice, HAMEDTI, they came up with a different look. They are now putting a different face. Previously, they were very diplomatic in their appeal to the people. Now they are very blunt.
But Sudan's protesters are undeterred. As the sun set at Khartoum on Saturday, they joined the demonstrations in their hundreds and promised to remain on the streets.
The statements made by them over the past days clearly indicated they are planning to use force against the protesters staging the sit-in. Even if the sit-in is ended, we will continue to escalate our protests and will resort to other alternatives, which will be graver, like a general strike, civil disobedience across the country, and we will work towards toppling the military council itself.
Talks between the military council and protest leaders were suspended 2 weeks ago, after the two sides failed to agree on who will lead during the transitional period. The military council says if no progress is made, it will call elections before the end of the year, a move rejected by the opposition. And as some members of the military council harden their stance, the risk of more violence seems to be increasing. Priyanka, Gupta, Al Jazeera.